Hello everyone, it's Nicole, your host here at Beauty Behind the Brand. I'm jumping on to do a little check-in to see how you're doing. We are past our 6-month mark in 2024, which is just crazy to think about, but I want to use this episode as a little solo to see how you're doing and some motivation that can help you personally as well as in your business to keep you motivated to hit your goals in 2024, because we're over halfway there, and let's see how we can finish off this year. Some of the biggest questions I get on Instagram, as well as just running into people, friends and family, is how do you stay motivated? And honestly, I think of my life in quarters, and I think of them in a yearly quarter. So I break down my year, and I really think sometimes setting goals are great, but I also love setting the word of the year, right? And I think clarity is such a great word of the year for myself, because I want to figure out that there's clarity in the things that I want to accomplish and really simplifying my life and keeping it clear on the goals and the motivation I need. And within checking in, I just can't believe that it's already past the 6-month mark in 2024. But I was looking back at my goals that I had written down, and I started off the year so strong, checking things off, setting some personal goals, setting some fitness goals, financial goals personally. And you know what? I kind of went off the rails a little bit. And I feel like I also had a lot going on in my personal life this year, getting married, our honeymoon, just trying to kind of focus in on the business as well, all at the same time, which is not doable. We all know that. And I just feel like I was getting pulled into every which direction. And there was just kind of like this fuzziness in my brain, if that makes sense. Like I just didn't feel like the clear mind where I could easily make decisions. I felt almost decision fatigued. If anyone's planned a wedding, you definitely know that's a thing when trying to make decisions of all the things you need for your wedding, and then a business on top of that. So we had such a strong year and pushing and the motivation in that. But I also feel like I really want to finish off like the middle of the year. I want to see what I can accomplish within the summer. I really like to think of the quarters, like your traditional quarters of like bookkeeping and accounting that way. But I also love to think of it as seasons. And we all go through different seasons within our lives and our businesses. But as an entrepreneur, and especially we're such a seasonal community here in Muskoka, that summer's like go time. Like you work all your systems, you work behind the scenes to make sure your summer is flowing and that the books are booked. Your schedule is moving fluently, everyone's trained, everyone's onboarded, and things are just working, which is amazing. I just love the feeling of summer in Muskoka, but that also leaves some room in the sense of personal things that I want to accomplish or things that I want to actually get checked off on my to-do list. And I also feel like nutrition. I love stopping at our local produce places, farmers markets, trying to get some local produce, and just like those feel good vibes on patios, getting out with friends and family, because we all know the winters here in Canada can be long, and there's different ways to keep yourself motivated and keep yourself going and checking off those goals. So what I like to think of this seasons is wintertime, like I mentioned, is all of my systems behind the scenes, the onboarding, protocols, recording all of these things, getting that all batched and done. So then I can actually enjoy, because when it's summertime, I want to be outside. I want to be going and doing things. I want to not feel like I need to work all the time. Where in the wintertime, I also don't feel bad if I have to sit inside on my computer all day. So there's different times and different seasons for different things. And what I personally love about the summer and kind of the moment we're in right now is I feel overly motivated. And we were talking about our goals the other day, John and I always write my goals on my notepad on my phone. So whether that's, I can update them easily, I can edit them, change them. And I realized that I didn't have that many personal goals on my goals. It was all business. And then I listened to this really motivating podcast, and it was talking about how, I think it was a Melissa Woods podcast, and she was talking about like actually actively making an effort to give back and to leave things better than how you left them. And I realized I was raised that way. Like my parents always taught me that way. If there's a mess somewhere or you can clean something up, I think they use like a vanity, for example. Like if a vanity is a mess when you're at like a public bathroom or something, take a second to just wipe it and leave it better than you left, right? So I think of that with whether that's friends that just had a new baby and I want to drop off a meal for them on the porch, or I want to pay someone in the drive-through at a coffee shop, if I want to just surprise somebody with a gift. The book of the 5 words of affirmation, if you didn't listen to our last solo episode, that's what that's all about, is talking about different gifts and the way you can really reward people in the ways that they feel good. But I realized reading that book that I wasn't even doing that for myself. I'm really spending the time to keep my mind happy and at ease, and that keeps me motivated. So some of the big things I look at on my to-do list, or if I don't feel motivated, like when people ask me, like, how do you feel so motivated all the time? I have these little things that I kind of check off mentally. Is one of the biggest things is exercise. So I've always been a really strong athlete, and I feel like that's something I really lack in my adult life. I think that's why I'm so competitive with certain things, because that's just how I channeled them growing up, was through competitive sports and just constantly like trying to win something, whether that's hurdling or jump, like high jump, or whether that was volleyball. Like there's just so many things, horseback riding, so many things I did growing up. And I feel like I need to burn those endorphins. I need to burn that energy. So really prioritizing my health, whether that's taking a yoga class, a Pilates class, going downstairs to our basement here with our home gym, and actually just spending, sometimes, to be honest, I just play music and dance around sometimes too, just to get that energy out and just to feel good vibes. So if you don't have the time or you don't have the energy to do it, seriously, just put on some feel-good music and dance around your living room, and you will feel motivated. Trust me. Are you looking to fuel your body with the best nutrition? Look no further than Good Protein. Whether you're a fitness enthusiast, a busy professional, or just someone who values their health, Good Protein has your back. Good Protein offers a wide range of high-quality protein products that taste amazing and make you feel even better. But there's an exciting part. When you shop Good Protein, you're not just getting high quality protein, you're getting it at a price that you won't break the bank. Use promo code behind the brand at checkout and you'll get exclusive 20% off your order. That's right, 20% off. Browse our fantastic selection and make sure to enter behind the brand to unlock an extreme discount. So why settle for less when you can get the best? Give your body the nutrition it deserves with Good Protein. Head over to the website goodprotein.ca and remember to enter that promo code of behind the brand for 20% off your next order. And happy, your inner child will come out. My other tip is to get outside. I know we're all not fortunate to live in like a green space, but honestly, just get outside. And sometimes I don't even listen to anything, whether that's just listening to nature or just being one with my thoughts and not having influence on like anything else, whether that's music or a podcast, just listening to the birds, trying to almost like do a walking meditation on your own. I found that's really helpful. The mornings that I have a slower morning where I can get up a little bit earlier, I can take Millie and my mini doodle out for a walk, or I can actually just spend time grounded, whether that's putting my feet on the ground, outside, taking a deep breath, being in the sunlight obviously really helps that vitamin D, and just spending time outside is so important. Taking those breaks throughout the workday, especially if you're looking at a screen or you're hunched over a manicure desk or a lash bed all day, try to get out and stretch as much as you can and enjoy some breaths of fresh air, especially working in a spa. Sometimes we know that there can be quite a few chemicals in the air or adhesives and the things like that. So try to get out and get some fresh air. Another one, oh my gosh, I can't even talk. My other one is nutrition. So like I said, this time of year is amazing to try to get some natural produce, whether that's fruits, veggies, going to your local farmers market, supporting our local farmers is so important and dear to my heart. So really make sure that you're getting out, try some new things, try some new local restaurants that are out and about, go for lunch with a friend, but try to get some like really nutritionally dense foods into your system. I find sometimes I do that with a smoothie. It just makes my life so much easier. I absolutely love Good Protein. They're one of our sponsors here on the podcast, and they're one of the only proteins, and they're Canadian also, which I love, is that doesn't give me a stomach ache. Some proteins, oh my gosh, they just sit in my stomach and cause me so much pain. And I absolutely love the taste of them. I think I overdid protein when I was like in high school and after in college, and I just could not stand the taste or the smell of protein for so long, and I just love them all. It's amazing. It's one of the most natural ones on the market I could find. Like I said, it's Canadian. I just love it. So if you're needing something with some protein in the morning, get your smoothie, get your protein. I also was listening to Sif's podcast as well, the owner of Array. Her podcast is amazing as well. She talks about adding actually protein, like more protein in your diet. And I can attest to that. I always feel so much better. I feel full longer. I feel more balanced. My blood sugar, I just feel like I don't get those spikes like I normally would if I didn't have as much protein. And you can get those things, whether that's through like she was saying cottage cheese, for example, in the morning on a piece of toast with some honey and berries. You can get that through like good Greek yogurt. You could add some protein to that. You can make protein pancakes. There's so many different things you can incorporate. And eggs, like I love having boiled eggs in my fridge and just grabbing those to go. Such a clean protein and so easy and hassle-free as well. So there's so many ways that you can substitute protein in, and also hydration. We all know we do not drink enough water, but trying to find electrolytes. I've been experimenting actually with some different electrolytes. I've used the Care of ones. I'm using like a CIRA one just from Amazon right now as well. There's a bunch of different ones that I've been trying. So if you have any electrolytes that you actually absolutely love, I was looking at the Symbiotica ones as well. But let me know, because I need to drink more water, but I also like to drink like flavorful water in a sense, but nothing too fruity or sugary, obviously. But I mean, you can only drink so much lemon water in your life. So that's another one, is to stay hydrated. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I got a headache. Why do I have a headache? Is my ponytail too tight? Did I not get enough sleep? Oh, wait, I haven't drank any water today. So really make sure you're hydrated, you're feeling fueled, ready to go. And what is my other one? We were just talking about this the other day. Oh, sleep. So I got one of those Hatch alarm clocks. I know they're quite expensive, but I know there's other like dupe versions of them on Amazon as well. But I feel like your sleep is so important, and how you wake up, well, how you go to bed and how you wake up are so important. So, having like an unwind routine, or if you have like an after work routine where it's like, okay, I get home, I change out of my work clothes, I want to spend like half an hour having a shower, doing my skincare routine, and then going to cook dinner and getting ready for like the evening as like kind of your reset, like almost changing that hat from work life to home life. Now, the routine I absolutely love is that trying to just get out of my work clothes, especially too if you've been like scrubbing feet all day and you've got who knows what on your scrubs, or you went out, like if I'm at the storage unit, I always need to change my clothes when I get home because I've been lugging boxes all day. So I just find there's almost like a reset. You're almost like washing away the old day, or washing away your day into a new person. Like you're like resetting who you are coming into the home. Now, whether you're like a parent or a wife, or you're solo living at home, like I feel like there's just like a way of changing your role when you come home. And I think it was Jenna Kutcher was saying this in her podcast, is like kind of having that reset moment. And she was talking about this like with the routines and enjoying your skincare routine, like romanticizing about your life and setting your products out, whether you like them on the counter, in your cupboard, or somewhere so everything's just like really easy to grab and use. But enjoy it. Like be grateful and thankful that you are able to nourish your skin. You are able to hydrate. You are able to do all these things, even if you have some extra time to do a face mask. And honestly, it's better for your skin anyways, as we know as estheticians, is to actually have that product on before we rest our head on that pillow and half of it comes off during the night anyway. So it's really important to give your skin some time to actually absorb those products. So another tip I've been using, obviously the Hatch alarm clock, this is not sponsored by them either, but I've also been using actually a face mask at night, like an eye mask. I found one, I don't even know where I found this. Honestly, it was probably just at my house and I never used it, but it actually wraps around my head, because I find just the eye ones never stay on my face. I don't know. I think I toss and turn so much at night. But I found this one that wraps around and it also goes over my ears, which is really nice. So I can actually kind of muffle some of that noise. And I just find I've been sleeping like a baby. I don't know if it's like the pressure around my head as well, just kind of soothes me a little bit, almost like a head massage in a way, but someone just holding my scalp. So that's been amazing. And I also love having weight on me while I'm sleeping. I was using a weighted blanket a lot, but in the summertime, it's just too hot. I know we have air conditioning, but it is just too hot having a weighted blanket as well as having like just that much on you. So I also do love a weighted blanket, and I also love them during treatments. So if you have a spa or salon and want to kind of elevate your experience for clients, a weighted blanket is a great way to do that as well. So those are some of my tips on how to stay motivated, how to ground yourself. I just find routines are so important. And when I don't have my calendar active, if I don't have my schedule really set and aligned with how I'm doing, I also find your cycle syncing is really important as well, and recognizing that. So there's times when I've been down on myself or hard on myself and I'm like, oh, I have no energy. Oh, this is how I'm feeling, or I just don't feel like myself and this is what's going on. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm like I'm like a day out from getting my monthly friend, for example. So there's different ways you need to recognize how your body's feeling, listen to yourself. Burnout is a real thing. I have a podcast talking about burnout as well, because it is a real thing and we want to avoid it as much as possible. So try to reset your goal, whether you need to reset your goals or reset yourself coming into the next 6 months, like 5-6 months, I guess, which is crazy in 2024, to be the best you. And there's no better time than now to start doing that. So once you get off this episode from listening to this podcast, try to book yourself in for some type of workout, message a friend, see if they want to go for a walk, go to the local farmer's market, go get some fresh produce, and just enjoy summer as much as possible. And try to romanticize all those little things you can do to enjoy your life, because we only have one life to live, and let's make it the best one possible. And I'd love to hear any of your takeaways from this episode or any tips or tricks you have to stay motivated and really take care of yourself this year in 2024. Thanks so much for listening, and stay tuned for next week's episode.